Esports within like 3 to 5 months of time training with all of them. Nabanggit nga nila na halos wala silang pahinga trying to prepare for this moment, and we know the level of threat that they are considering na yun. Nabanggit nga ng ating panel kanina na may tulog kasi talaga na halos kinabahan ang sambayan ng Pilipino when they went up against our very own Fnatic Onyx Philippines. But for Team Spirit, they already brought one host country team down in Team Vamos yesterday. And knowing that they're playing in Malaysia, this might be a huge thing for them as well.
That's right. Actually, if you're talking about that threat level talaga, mapaliwanag ko lang guys, kaya ganyan yung itsura talaga nung predictions namin. Yung threat level ng Falcon at the back of our heads,
what's your command?
sobrang taas. Ang gusto ko mang gawin dito, Team Spirit, yung unpredictable. Give us the unpredictability. Kung gusto yung maging tunay na Dark Horse, beat them in the best of 5. And I think, if they can do that, sila na. Ito, pag nanalo Team Spirit dito, predict ko na sila.
Yeah.
Predict ko na sila after sa mga series nila. Kasi honestly, ang hirap nung gagawin nila ngayon.
And last year, right, they finished, I believe, around 4th place. 4th place last year.
Yeah.
Kasi they were defeated by, I believe, Blacklist International during that time. Pero ngayon, they're looking forward to replicating that same thing and maybe more. But going up against them was a team that had their best finish at 2nd place back in M2, and they want to go back to that same glory. Pero tingnan mo yung bans, man. 3 or maybe 2 of those heroes are already pinned towards Sunset Lover. Nabanggit din kasi nila dun sa interview that they're really trying to force more mid laners into Sunset Lover kasi ginagamit naman nila yun sa scrim. I wonder what's the mid lane situation looking like here.
Actually, I love that you brought up the mid lane kasi nanonood ako kahapon and I was thinking, you know what? Sa magiging laban bukas, kung may atakihin man ang Team Spirit at kung may atakihin man ang Team Falcon or Falcon,
the immortal one chose
na
me
lane,
to vanquish the shadows that
pinaka-king in
plague
the
this
armor, yung
world.
mid lane talaga yun. So I'm actually super surprised na ang daming mid lane bans dito. PX7 and Super Sunset Lover.
Bruno's open.
And
Nabanggit
Bruno's
to,
open
nabanggit to ng Fnatic Onyx na ayaw mong buksan yung Bruno para sa Falcon Esports. But interestingly so, the idea for Team Spirit was that, sige, buksan mo lahat yan para at least mamili sila kung ano yung gagamitin nila. They didn't give Falcon or they didn't give the Bruno to Benny. Instead, Zushin ang kinuha nila. They prioritized a hero na dapat ay mapunta para sa kanilang mid laner. But that was a crucial trade. That's sa Hilda and the Bruno. At mabilis ang sagot naman. It seems like both of these teams are getting what they wanted.
Actually, walang overthink, bro. Literally, what works, they go for it. What a powerful trio by Falcon. And at the same time, para sa Team Spirit, kita mo, insta-lock, no holds barred. They know what they want coming into this one.
Yeah, you're gonna have to close out strong in this one. Knowing na alpha yung kalaban mo, wala na rin naman yung Suyu, so you're gonna have to think of something that could match up very well. Kahapon, ginamit nila yung Bane. Yeah. Right? I don't know if they're gonna use that same thing now, pero it could match well, maybe in terms of team fight kung papalagman sila, but they could also go for a mid laner kasi halos nagkakaubusan or baka magkaubusan pa in the second phase of the draft. That might be the situation that they're gonna go for here. So Aurora ang kanilang magiging final pick. At least they have the counter-engage setup na nanggagaling sa ulti niyan. But in terms of initiation, you would expect that Falcon's gonna be a lot aggressive here.
Yes, actually, funnily enough, if they pick Bane here, they might lose. Kasi pag Bane, tinapat mo sa isang high loss, papaslow niya.
That's true.
Zushin, lalantera niya, mas mahila pabalik. And Alpha naman, hindi naman niya kaya i-burst. Kasi mataas ang sustain. So honestly, the Bane will lose out very hard here. And I love na ginawa to ng Falcons kasi hindi nila kailangan mag-ban. Yung heroes na mismo nagsabing, oh, bawal ka mag-ganito bawal ka mag-Bane. Bawal ka ng mga heroes na walang dash masyado. Kasi kakainin yan, lalamunin yan ng buo. Mid lane trio pa lang.
Oh man, that's risky now. Parang medyo ipit ngayon tuloy itong si One Shot kasi ayaw mo ng mga naglalakad na heroes. Ayaw mo din naman na sobrang madulas na hero kasi if you
Kulang
go
damage.
and engage, right, kulang ka sa damage.
Tama,
So,
tama.
yeah, Coach Ren is gonna have a handful here kung ano ba yung kailangan niyang isipin kasi medyo madami siyang problema in terms of like giving the heroes para kay one shot, but Moscov's gonna be the ban here para sa kanila. The Granger is open still, so baka yun yung posible nating makita, and we're talking about malilikot na heroes, Rockhart, right? So Falcon immediately eliminating the Hayabusa.
Interesting. And they know their power spike here. They know kumbaga alam mo yung solusyon sa comp nila. And they know that they're limiting the options here of one shot. And it's funny because Team Spirit, naban na yung mga heroes na gusto sana nilang i-pick up para kay one shot. Yung Suyo, yung Joy, they really played into Falcon's trap here.
That's a total of like 3, 4, 5 heroes already eliminated para dito kay one shot. So, nabanggit ni Kid Bomba again yesterday that they're really looking at those weird, unusual, uncanny na drafts. But even with that being said, you're in a deep hole, right? You're in a deep situation here na posible nating makita. I'm still thinking of like possible heroes na pwede niyang gamitin dito, pero yung Granger na nabanggit namin kanina ay talagang nawala na ngayon. So medyo limited din yung heroes dito nitong si Benny. Pero at some point kasi parang pwede ka pa rin namang gumamit ng Harith. Hindi ka nga lang at an advantage in terms of the laning stage kasi Bruno yung mga kalaban mo. So that's gonna be a problem. Pero pagdating kasi sa team fight, you have the advantage of the Hylos and the Alpha as well.
Interestingly enough, you're right. The Harith would do good, pero hindi siya overwhelming. Most likely, mananalo pa rin yung Bruno in
for sure.
most of the scenarios. So, I expect these last two picks sa pag-iisipan matagal ng Team Spirit. Ano kaya ang plano nila Osh Friend dito? In fairness, yung last two bans sila on the point. On point lang, walang da. On point.
Yeah.
Pero, I don't know if that's enough para ma-recover to. But we'll see. I'm sure madami naman silang picks pa rin na pwedeng gamitin.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like probably an Edith at some point kasi iniisip ko mag-take real sila, but there you go. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay. This is definitely gonna be their roamer para at least may pansagot sila dun sa ilan pa sa mga ganap. Pero sila yung nag-pick up ng Beatrix now. This is the Hiko hero for sure. Or actually, the Benny hero if I should say.
And it's also honestly a deny pick as well from Hiko. Diba? Parang if you remove the Beatrix, oh my goodness. What a womp. This is a, super ube lineup. Pag ito tumalon sa'yo, tapos ang boxing.
At saka kasi Dark Magician ni ni Royal Milk yan pare. Lagi siyang MVP pag ginagamit niya yan. There was like just a single time na natalo sila na yan yung gamit niya. And in spite of that defeat, he still performed good. So, you know, like at some point, you're really gonna have to put your foot forward here if your Team Spirit, gaya ng in-expect natin, dun sila magka-problema sa pinakahuling pick. And we're trying to figure out on what that last pick is gonna be for TS.
Medyo kulang damage.
Here we
We'll
go.
see ano yung backup.
Here we go. I told you,
Bane
bro.
nga!
I told you. It's gonna be the Bane, but it really is gonna be difficult considering na yung lineup ang meron ng Falcon Esports. It's all gonna boil down to execution. Pindutan malala para sa Game 1. It's Falcon Esports kontra sa Team Spirit. Casters, pasok.
It's the pride of Myanmar laban sa Defenders of the West. Both teams is the last hope for the region. Muli kami makasama niyo for this game. My name is Athena and me is si Omi. And look forward din natin na kung saan may Bane muling pinili dito ang Team Spirit for game number 1.
At ang nakakatuwa dito ay nakita na natin to kahapon kung saan naging maganda naman ang performance ni One Shot. And I guess another thing na pwede nating i-add dito ay alam natin na magaling na assassin user si One Shot dito, pero ang laking bagay din na marunong ka pala mag-fighter.
Tsaka aside from that, no, na nakita natin na diniscuss nga ni Rocker ni Liven Hans yung parang hindi man binan yung mga certain heroes mo, pero doon parang sa hero picks ng Falcon Esports ay tila ba hinahamon ka talaga nila. Most especially, diniscuss nga rin yung pwede maging disadvantage for this Bane pick, especially may Hylos at Zushin nga dito para sa Falcon.
That's true. Na yung Bane kasi ang problema dito ay wala ka ng mobility ng katulad ng isang assassin. Kumbaga, the only mobility spell na meron ka ay yung additional movement speed mula sa iyong second skill. And after that ay parang libreng mani ka na technically na pwede ka nang dampot-damputin na lamang ng isang Zushin.
Pwede kang gawing merienda talaga dito. Maaga siyang pwedeng talian dito for Falcon Esports. Kaso nga lang, depende pa rin naman yan of course sa kanyang pwede maging execution. Speaking of which, na-discuss natin na sobrang galing niya naman when it comes to the assassin heroes. Pero this is kinda different kapag yung atake mo is with a Bane.
That's true. Hindi lang kinda, sobrang iba talagang laro ng isang Bane. Ito yung tipo na ang priority mo dito ay makapag-farm, makapag-push. Hindi katulad kapag nag-fanny ka o nagliling ka na talagang gusto mong maghanap ng mga isolated na targets doon sa may Gedli. And for one shot this time, I think I want to go back doon sa sinabi ng Team Spirit na alam naman nila kung ano yung kailangan nilang gawin para manalo. So pakiramdam ko, ipapabagalin talaga ng Team Spirit ang laro.
It's a waiting game for them. Kahapon, marami nagsabi na, hala, nag-aabang lang naman sila lagi ito sa base. And that's exactly the plan. Nakita naman natin na prolong nila. And as much as we could see, as na-forced upon nila yung error, kasi nga nawawala ng patience yung nakakalaban nila. And that's where Team Spirit shines the most. Grabe yung patience level ng mga players na to.
Tsaka kung titignan mo yung lineup dito ng Team Spirit, parang nagmamakaawa sila na pumasok si Dax. May double revitalize sila, may Beleric sila. Kaya naman mauuna sila dito sa may pagong at mukhang si Kid Bomba ay madadampot lamang. Lantern Flare all around the front line. Pero doon sa may bandang likod, si Kid X ay nandyan din naman. Pero ang turtle ay mapupunta pa rin sa kamay ni One Shot as they go in for Dax as well. At ayan na nga, Kid Bomba getting first blood at the revitalize taking up the HP as well. At ayan na nga, kumapit na sa grass at si Kid X batang isusunod at isang lapag na lang sana pero hindi tumama yung Crab Claw Cannon. Here comes Royal Milk at kailangan na nga mag-flicker palayo. Team Spirit, napalaban man ay turtle pa rin ang kanilang nakuha.
We could definitely feel the energy doon sa ginawang hold. Especially with Sawos, Beleric. Yung sinabi mo kanina, nagmamakaawa sila. Mas nag-enjoy pa sila nung pa isa-isa na nag-dive through yung ibang members ng Falcon Esports. Gustuin man nila or hindi pala mag-dive doon. May Kid Bomba din kasi sa frontline na nakita natin na pinupush through yung plano na sige, ako yung targetin nyo. But imagine, Hilda, may grass, may revitalize pa siya. He's a one-man army pagdating doon sa mga ganong klase ng mga skirmishes.
Double revitalize pa nga yung nangyari doon kaya nabuhay si Kid Bomba. Grabe yung ginawa ng Team Spirit doon. Alam nilang lamang sila around those fights, especially kapag nauna silang pumuesto. And dito na pumapasok yung pinag-usapan natin kanina, Tina. Nagmamakaawa talaga sila na pasukin sila ng Falcon Esports. And ang goal dyan ay mauna kayo sa pwesto. Kasi kapag nauna ang Falcon Esports, wala silang choice kundi sila mismo ang papasok.
They listen, they don't judge. Lagi nilang napakinggan lang. Hindi nila i-judge kung nandito lagi si Kid X, dun sa may likod ng target. As long as napapakinggan nila kung saan nga ba patungo din, especially kanina si Dax na nabigyan, napuruhan talaga siya actually doon. And for Team Spirit, as you mentioned, kailangan lagi silang early bird pagdating sa mga positioning. Kaso nga lang, medyo yung vision nako-compromise kasi nga ang ganda talaga nung naging adjustment dito sa Jushin nga. Na unless for an enemy hero, hindi naman nababawasan yung mana niya. Pero siya yung medyo nababawas-bawasan dito ng paunti-unti with Sunset Lovers first and second.
At yan nga, magkakaroon na rin ng laban. Si Dax na naman ang bibigyan ng Team Spirit. Pero dahil sa sustain ng isang Alpha, ay kinailangan na nga niyang back doon na Spear of Alpha used defensively. Buhay pa rin naman ang pagong, buhay pa rin ang dalawang junglers pero may kalamangan ang Team Spirit. Pero pakiramdam ko after purple buff, puno na ulit yung HP nitong Alpha.
Tsaka may sariling timer naman dito ang Falcon Esports. Yet again, nakita natin, nangangaray man si Dax. Pero you mentioned na nakita naman natin after purple, after the orange later, is mas nakikita na siguro natin na makakita tayo ng bigger objective take here para sa Falcon Esports na sinisimulan nila Dax. Great zone out there for Royal Milk against Kid Bomba. Pero mukhang ibibigay na muna to ng Team Spirit.
That's true. Nauna sa pwesto ang Falcon Esports. They don't really have a choice there. Hindi sila built para mag-engage. Built sila para mag-respond. Kaya naman kukuha na lang sila ng plato doon sa may bandang itaas. Medyo naiwan si
Sagasa.
Sawo. Pupunta din dito kay Hiko. And so far, mukhang si Sawo nga ay kailangan na sumakripisyo. Ultimate niya, nandiyan pa rin naman. Wrath of the
Ang kulang pa
Triad.
rin.
Medyo late na nga lang. Kaso hindi pa medyo masakit si Hiko. Si Dax na lang ang
Eto,
binigyan
masakit.
muli. Ayan ang masakit. Team Spirit still gets a kill. Pero may trade naman ng Falcon Esports.
Ang laki
sa
nung
taas.
binigay nila dun kay Dax, no? Na imagine even the Deadly Cash was actually used there by one shot. Habang sa baba naman, Royal Milk and Kid Bomba there.
One shot.
Lalapit lang to sa damo eh.
Ayun, lalapit lang sa damo dahil 2v1 na nga ang setup. Ang Royal Milk almost with an outplay. Pero almost is never enough dahil si Kid Bomba pa rin ang makakalamang. Falcon Esports mukhang after getting a 2K gold lead ay mahihirapan na naman sila dito sa Team Spirit.
At ngayon liliko sila. Kailangan nila ng magandang trade or exchange dun rather kasi nagiging one-sided talaga yung somehow initiation and mga possible pick-off sana nila. Most especially ngayon nakikita natin yung multiple responsibilities na natsatsaka ni one shot. Not only focusing on to getting a kill but also pushing off the lane this early sa Falcon Esports.
Ayun na nga yung sinasabi natin kanina, no, Athena. Talagang ang focus nito ng Bane ay hindi naman pagkuha ng kills.
Hindi.
Talagang just going to objectives, trying to secure it as fast as possible. And when we say objectives, hindi lamang yan Turtle or Lord. Kasama na dyan ang mga Tore. Especially quite early in the game before the 4-minute 30 mark na nandyan pa yung mga plato. Nabigyan yung Bruno, nabigyan yung XP lane din nila at some point. And napakalaking bagay niyan to prolong this game because as far as composition goes, panalo si Team Spirit kapag tumagal ang larong ito.
Tsaka nakikita rin natin kung paano hino-hold ni Kid Bomba dito yung mga lanes na na-push through na nila. Hindi nila hinahayaan na may bawi agad dito yung Falcon Esports. But instead, more on the waiting game tayo muli. Final Turtle 4 game number 1 is up for grabs. Andito na ang 4 sa 4.
Ayan na, one shot. Medyo na-burst doon ni Benny at that's the last turtle of the game na mapupunta sa kamay ng Falcon Esports. Ito yung sinasabi natin yung pagka hindi pasok ang Team Spirit ng maaga sa Turtle Pit, hindi talaga nila kayang labanan na yun.
Nilalabanan sila dito sa early ng Falcon Esports when it comes to the objectives nga. And we've mentioned objectives actually sa may bandang taas yung Tori naman ang target ng Falcon Esports. Nandiyan ang nilatag nag-Glorious Pathway. But right now, Sawa is being targeted ng alam din ng Falcon Esports.
I like this, no? Yung aggression coming in from Falcon Esports. Maagang binato yung Glorious Pathway to try and scare off Team Spirit. Pero napakatabang din ng Team Spirit doon Alam nila na meron silang sustain. Again, nagmamakaawa lang talaga yung Team Spirit na pasukin sila. Dahil wala sila masyadong engage unless mag-flicker si Sunset Lover. Mas okay sa kanila na pumasok yung Falcon Esports.
Diba? Please, kumbaga. Kaso, kahit Falcon Esports, they get the idea. Kaya kahit sila, naghahanap pa rin sila ng mga possible hiding spots dito na manggagaling kila Sunset Lover, even Sawo. At ang tricky part kasi dito, si Dax nakikita naman natin more on dive, close range yung melee attacks niya. And when it comes to the close range attacks, doon naman magsashine talaga si Sawo later on. And that's what Team Spirit wants to capitalize on later on. Kaso for Falcon Esports, ayaw nila ng later. It's earlier, the better for them. Na nga lang din when it comes to harassing dito sila Sawo. Speak of which, dito sa may bandang gitna, Sunset Lover being spotted by Kid X.
Pero magiging mahirap to Kailangan mag-flicker dito ni Sunset Lover. Ito na yung power spike ng Falcon Esports. If there's one point in the game na pwede silang pumalag ng napakalaki, this should be the time. At napakatapang ni Kid Bomba. Hindi naman siya mababalibag at kailangan lang mag-back ng Falcon Esports. 20 seconds bago lumabas ng Lord and Team Spirit. Medyo nahahawakan nila ang kanilang side ng mapa.
Umabot na nga tayo sa part na nasa taas tayo kanina nag-aambahan ngayon sa may bandang baba. Itutuloy na nga ba nila ito onto a bigger skirmish or a team fight rather? Kasi 5 sa 5 tong nakikita natin. PX7 being targeted. At magna 9-minute intro game, hindi pa rin nadadagdagan yung kill score natin, Umi.
Ayaw din kasi pumasok ni Falcon Esports. May sapat na bawas at may sapat na sustain ng Team Spirit. Kaya sinusubukan nila dito dinadaan na lang nila sa range. Kung mapapansin nyo, si Benny kanina pa nagpupush gamit ang kanyang rocket launcher. Hindi nila nilalaro yung laro ng Team Spirit pero mukhang mapipilitan sila ngayon dahil nangangalati na ang buhay ng Lord and nauna sa pwesto ang Team Spirit.
At nandito na naman nga si Sawo na nag-aabang. Just Nakikita natin kung paano rin niya hinaantay na ilatag yung Glorious Pathway and that's it. Pwede sila mag-ulti dito.
Ayan na nga, Dryad, nakasana rin. Si Dax na atang isusunod nila pero makakatakas naman with the Spear of Alpha. That's Sunset Lover and Kid X. Palitan lamang ng Roam pati na rin ang mid lane. Pero ang Lord ata ay mapupunta sa kamay ng Team Spirit. Maliban na lang kung makagawa ng milagro dito si Dax.
Pero ayaw yata paggawain ng milagro dito nila Sawo. Even si Dax ay lumayo. Tinanggap nila that the one shot will get the first Lord for this round. At kung napansin nga natin kanina, for Falcon Esports, hindi rin naman nila masyado pinipilit. 1-to-1 is enough na lang din muna. But what isn't enough yung ganitong klase ng mga pagpitas ng mga tore nila? Team Spirit, on the other hand, more relaxed pace ito compared sa mga naging laban nila ngayon sa ating M6 stage.
Relax talaga yung pacing ng laban na to. 2-4 pa lang ang ating kill score. Biruin mo, 6 na deaths pa lamang ang naghaganap for the last 10 minutes. Pero may malaking chance na magbago yan dahil kailangan pilitin ng Team Spirit ito sa upcoming Lord push. Potentially even securing inner turrets doon sa may bottom lane. Pero mid lane naman ata ang kanilang unang magiging sagot. Deadly catch na gamit na. Glorious Pathway ay nakasa na rin. Pero mukhang palitan lamang ng ultimates ang magaganap dahil hindi pa mapupush ang mid lane.
Very nice defense though para dito sa Falcon Esports. At ramdam ko na nag-a-adjust din sila ng facing like us, di ba? Hindi talaga ito talaga yung magiging laro ng Falcon Esports. More on nakikita natin sila with multiple kills in a row pagdating sa early phases of the game. Pero as we mentioned, ayaw nilang laruan yung sayaw na ginagawa ng Team Spirit. They're trying to set a momentum kaso yet again, laging nagugulo kasi nga, hinahanap din nila kung saan yung pwede maging enter point nila kay Bomba, and even Sawo there na hindi basta-basta nilalatag yung kanyang Wrath of Dryad. And Kid Dex on the other hand, hindi rin naman siya nagtitipid when it comes to Glorious Pathway. Pwedeng pang-disengage at pwede rin naman kung sakaling lalapit kayo, sige, bibigyan na namin kayo.
Parang nasay ko na rin kasi yung team, yung Falcon Esports dito eh. Kanina nung sinubukan nilang pumasok ay natapatan sila ng double revitalize. Kaya naman parang medyo natatakot sila pumasok ngayon, which shouldn't be the case or wala na kasi silang magagawa eh. Kung hindi sila pumasok, ibig sabihin lang nun ay hinahayaan nilang laruin ng Team Spirit yung laro nila.
Parang yung diniscuss natin sa panel, no, na sa sobrang pag-iingat, sobrang minimal nung errors or mistakes na nakikita natin. Pero wala rin kasi masyadong mangyayari kapag ka gano'n, na iwas kayo sa isa't isa. Pero nandun yung amba. Parang sa mga bata lang din yan. Sige nga, hawakan mo sa tenga, hawakan mo sa tenga. Pero ang ending, pares lang kayo mag-go separate ways muna.
Kaso, ang lamang doon, Team Spirit. Ang problema kasi for Falcon Esports, lahat sila papasok. They do have the wave clear. But then again, even if may wave clear sila, kontrolado ng Team Spirit yung mapa. Parang ganun lang, si Kid Bomba, napaburn na naman ang Spear of Alpha. Wala nang, kumbaga walang magawa ang Falcon Esports sa ikot ng Team Spirit ngayon.
Nagiging runway. Ayun, runway yung Glorious Pathway dito ni Kid X eh. Imbes na pa ganun, nagiging paatras yung nagiging attacking nila. And as you've mentioned nga, ito'y pumapabor talaga sa Team Spirit. As seconds go by, guys, tingnan nyo, almost 3K gold lead here na na-establish. Kahit na binigyan man lang dalawang pagong dyan si Dax, but that's it eh. Hindi na sila makapag-spread out even dito sa Riverside. And as you've mentioned, kailangan pang hawakan din ng Team Spirit na maaga sila sa mga positioning. That's why doon talaga yung nagiging, sabihin na natin, puro ng opensa nila.
Oo, at grabe din naman kasi opensa ng Team Spirit dito. Yung frontline pa lamang nila, yung napakahirap ng tunawin. At papasok na nga dito kay PX7 na gamit ng Power of Wilderness at lipat naman dito para kay Dax. Ang Lord ay kinakarne na rin dito ni Hiko at kailangan na nga mag-back ni PX7. Magiging delikado ang teamfight, manliban na lang kung mahuli nila dito si Hiko. Pero ang Glorious Pathway hindi ata magiging sapat. Si Royal Milk ay nandun na sa may bandang likod. Si Sawo ay nagbibigay ng depensa, hindi pa ginagamit yung Wrath of Dryad. At dahil dyan si PX7 ata ang susunod. That's gonna be the kill going to Team Spirit. And lamang na nga dito ang Team Spirit for the Lord take.
After a while, nakita na natin finally ang isa pang death and that's on to PX7. And Hiko on the other hand na sinabi mo nga kailangan siya mahuli. Sakto, lumabas lang siya doon. So nilatag na carpet, going for the free hits and just imagine na ngayon Team Spirit mas lalo na naman mambubuli sa mapa. Most especially may Lord, second Lord by the way, and establish a huge gold lead as well dito sa 13-minute mark.
Most likely no mababagsak na ang inhibitor turret doon sa may bandang ibaba dahil Luminous Lord plus the Bane. Medyo optimistic na tayo kung sasabihin natin ma-wave clear ba to bago pa man din mabasag yung bot lane. Pero at least yung mid lane ay madedepensahan nila kung sakaling babatuhan ni Benny ng kanyang Bennett's Rage yung minion wave either sa top or sa sa mid. Pero yung bottom, sure na mid na yan, boss.
Yeah, and ngayon, sakto pa. Parang naghanap tayo dito ng brighter picture, kumbaga. Looking at the brighter side. Kaso nga lang, yung brighter side din kasi is if ever na mapitas nga nila sana dito si Hiko. But the problem with that is, ang dami mong layer na pagdadaanan. 'Di ba? At medyo may iyak ka man, pero okay lang kasi nandun parte yun ng plano.
Ayun na nga. At yung parte ng plano ay muntikan pa maging eroplano. Si Kid X makakabak. Revitalize ay nagamit na, pero ayan na nga ang kadayaan ng Malefic Gun ngayon. Wala pang minions, pero kinakarni na ni Hiko yung mid lane turret. Pa-chepi-chepi man yan, papiso-piso, parang alkansya lang yan, boss. Yung papiso-piso mo, magiging isang daan din yan.
At ngayon, yung tinagurian nga nating underdogs earlier is somehow dominating the dark horse dito sa M6. And aside from that, parehas silang may last hope na lang ng kanilang region.
That's true.
At pinapatunayan lang nila that they still deserve that spot on to the next round. Eliminations pa rin po ito, kaya ganito pa rin sila kaingat. Even Falcon Esports is just bidding their time. Baka rin naman kasi may mga possible comeback silang makita na opportunity dito sa Team Spirit.
Munti ka na si One Shot doon, boss. Kakamunti ka na. Kung sakaling bumagsak si One Shot doon, ang laking pressure sana yung ma-alleviate dito sa Falcon Esports. Baka makakaabante sila ng konti. Pero dahil nga sa bonus movement speed na makukuha ng isang Bane sa kanyang second skill, ay nakatakas siya sa vicinity ng isang Bennett's Rage. Now, Team Spirit, as you said, the last hope of EECA and last hope of Myanmar naman si Falcon Esports. Nakakatuwang isipin no, na despite all of the predictions, all of the analysis, Team Spirit is looking to take this game number 1. This is already their game to lose dahil hindi na nakakagalaw ang Falcon Esports. Sariling pagkakamali na lang ang tatalo sa kanila.
Grabe naman din yung dive doon. Actually, hindi naman full on dive. Lakad matatag pa lang doon ni Kid Bomba yun ha. Andun yung mga pangaharas niya na nga lang din on the Falcon Esports. And as we could remember nga, most of our majority nga ay pinapredict talaga yung Falcon Esports. Even for us, diba? For Team Spirit, they're proving some of that wrong na nga lang din. Pero game 1 pa lang naman ito.
That's true.
Pero it's a strong start, to be honest, agad, diba? Nang ganito agad yung early facing. And looking at the item builds as well dito, item build na agad dito for Hiko. And papunta pa lang naman din doon si Benny.
And si Falcon Esports dito rather, no, may chance pa rin naman. The best part about having your gold laner just 1k gold behind, kaya niyong pumalag basta maka-free hit dito si Benny. So yun ang win condition ni Falcon Esports. Ang tanong na lang ay kakayanin ba ng damage dahil once again, this is a double revitalized composition and so far, wala pa masyadong namamatay sa side ng Team Spirit. Yung 2 kills na yan, mga 5 minutes pa ng game. It's been more than 10 minutes since the last death of Team Spirit.
At nakita natin talaga na somehow hindi pa rin naman sila naubusan ng patience. Now, third Lord for this round is up for grabs. Ito na naman yung maagap, protektodo na depensa at opensa ng Team Spirit. Nagsasama na Kasi well protected si Hiko, even though Kid X doon ay medyo hina-target nga siya. Napakalikot na bata pa rin talaga.
Oo, napa-flicker daw si Sunset Lover. That's good for Falcon Esports. Kahit pa paano, may natanggal sila. But sadly, sumakto din na may Winter's Crown na rin sa Sunset Lover. Napakaingat naman ito.
Uy, grabe,
may
sipag
Pride
yun,
of Ice ka na. May ano ka pa,
Winter Crown
may
ka pa.
Winter Crown ka pa. Pero ito na, nangangalati yung buhay ng Lord at magre-reset na naman ata ito. Si Royal Myth ay kailangan ng pumasok. Here comes the Infernal Pursuit pero masyadong mahapde ang Team Spirit.
And ngayon, for Team Spirit, they're just calculating kung ano nga ba yung needed talaga na segundo nila. Kid Boba, even Sawo, just to sponge up the damage na binabato sa Falcon Esports. Kasi enough na yung time at segundo na yon for Hiko to totally burn down or burst down this Lord as fast as they can. And with that, Team Spirit will still get the third Lord para sa game number 1.
I'm honestly amazed. Team Spirit displaying so much discipline sa laban na yun. Lagi nilang binaburn lang yung HP ng Lord pero hindi nila tinutuloy until may mabatong importanteng ultimate ang Falcon Esports. 2 times binato yung Glorious Pathway, 2 times nilang ni-reset yung Lord. Nung nagpakita sa baba yung si Royal Milk, tsaka lang sila nag-lock in o nag-all in doon sa Lord take na yun. Kaya Team Spirit, mukhang magpupush na nga dito.
Grabe din yung adjustment sa playstyle nila compared to the Team Spirit yesterday. And siguro, ang laking bagay din talaga nung pag-review and of course yung acknowledging kung ano nga ba yung mga kailangan yung i-adjust. Speaking of adjustment, medyo mag-a-adjust pa atras ang Falcon Esports. Nandito na nga yung Lord, pinipilit ni Liko at nandito na nga lang din ang pagpilit nila na makakuha ng kill.
Ayun o, si Hiko nandun sa may bandang likod. Infernal Pursuit ng 2 beses pero mukhang hindi magiging sapat dahil makakabuhay pa rin dito ang isang Bruno at isusunod na nga ata si Kid X, si one shot, nakabili pa ng emo pero makakatakas pa rin
Flicker.
naman. Nag-flicker si PX7 pero dahil nga may wave clear si Benny ay makakadepensa pa rin ang Falcon Esports.
Okay, medyo makakahinga pa rin naman sila na maluwag-luwag dito. At habang tumatagal 19 minutes into the game, tumataas yung mga death timers pero kaya pa rin naman.
Oo.
The great thing about that is hindi napita si Benny. For Team Spirit, there were certain times na nakita nga natin na si Hiko ay medyo na-excite din talaga sa kung paano nga ba tatama or paano din ba siya makakapag-football sa harap ng Falcon Esports.
Oo.
Pero katulad kanina, 2 beses nga talaga kailangan dumepensa. Ito na naman yung next wave.
Ayun na, hindi na nila pinatagal pa. Bane nga pala with that ultimate deadly catch to end the game. And that is just game number 1 going to the hands of Team Spirit. Hindi mo in-expect, bigla na lang natapos, parang kanta lang ng parokya ni Edgar.
Diba? At ngayon, they already secured their first point para sa best of 5 series natin. Still an elimination match between the Pride of Myanmar and the last defenders of the West. Pero that's going for a great start para sa Team Spirit.
Oo, ibang klase talaga yung kakayanan ng Team Spirit. Ang win condition nila, alam nila. At ang linis ng laro na yun. If I'm being honest, that is by far one of the most cleanest na games na pinakita ng Team Spirit. Wala silang pinakitang crucial or major na error doon. Kung meron man, just very slight overextensions. Pero regardless, sobrang
Lamang
linis ng laro na yun. Lamang sila eh. Pwede
Lamang
nila gawin.
yung tama nilang ginawa talaga actually. And it's safe to see talaga na may tulog, nakapagpahinga ng maigi. Maganda yung naging
Same.
adjustment nila overnight dito sa second match nga nila for the knockouts. But still, syempre para himayin kung ano nga ba mga nangyari for game na one, let's throw it over muna kay Hans and kay Rockhard.
Alam mo nung una, Rockard, nag-aalala pa ako eh.
Bakit?
Sabi ko, paano papalagyan yung Team Spirit? Di ba? Kasi meron ka nung Zushin, meron ka nung Hylos, meron ka nung Alpha. Parang lahat na yata ng Dragon Ball binigay na sa'yo. Di ba? Hihiling ka na lang.
Oo nga eh.
Kaso, man, for some reason, right? They weren't just able to capitalize on that early game in Team Spirit. Kaya ni Kid Bomba, sabi niya kahapon, we were just delaying the inevitable and the rest was already history.
Actually, parang baliktad nga eh. Instead of them capitalizing, sila pa yung first blood na pinoint out mga kanina. And also, I was also very surprised. Iba yung gising na Falcon ang nakita natin today and I don't like what I see. From what we're seeing, it's a completely different Team Spirit as well, with basically playing into their weakness pero ginamit nila yun into an advantage using double revitalize. Obviously, they can actually sustain long enough. And yung sinabi natin kanina, pinag-usapan natin as well where nasa na yung catch. Nasa yung catch dito ng Team Spirit. How are they gonna get kills? Apparently, they don't need to kill people. Si Hiko, 2 shots lang niya. Yung Zushin, atras. 2 shots niya. Si Hylos, atras. You don't need to kill them. Diba?
Yeah.
You just need to put them low. Sila na mismo uwi para sa'yo.
At saka in addition, dadagdagan ko lang din yung punto. Nabanggit ng ating mga casters kanina na the reason why Falcon Esports was having a hard time trying to continue the engage is because that is what Team Spirit wants. Like kahit yung umpisa ng mga laban na parang medyo hesitant yung Falcon Esports na pumasok because Team Spirit, although they don't have a lot of initiating factors, once na pumasok ka dun sa box nila or like sa formation na meron sila, you can never get out ng hindi ka matatantusan or wala kang galos. Kasi you have the Wrath of Triad, diba? You also have the Aurora Ultimate. Tapos meron ka pa nung Shark Bite, nitong si One Shot. So parang I feel like you have so many AoE skills to worry about. Pero nung unang mga minuto kasi, I felt like that is where Falcon should have taken advantage of the situation. They were able to put some pressure on Team Spirit. Pero yes, the main problem siguro na nakita ko mula sa kanila in this game number 1 was really the first blood. I wasn't able to see it. Pero I couldn't believe it knowing that they had these heroes and they just weren't able to capitalize on it.
Weirdly enough, kung sino nga nakuha ng first blood na yan, siya siguro yung mas magkakaroon ng lisensya na mag-invade sa jungle ng kalaban, especially kung medyo mas maasim lang sila Kid X or sila Dax PX7
Oh.
nung unang
That's the word.
dalawang
Yeah.
minuto, sila sana lalamang doon. Pero again, iba gising, iba yung confidence level. Ang laki ng diff, by the way. Ito, literal men, gold diff.
That's true.
Gold lane diff. Benny did not play like in the caliber that we expected him to play today.
Yeah,
And that worries me.
I think he also wasn't given a lot of space kasi nung una pa lang they were pretty stagnant yung kanilang opensa. They weren't really trying to take a lot of those risks, and instead of them forcing yung mga play na gusto nila, they were waiting for a play na manggagaling sa team spirit, and that's not the way to go. And here is your MVP of game number 1. One shot with another shot at the Bane. Ginamit niya to kahapon kontra sa Team Vamos, and we were wondering if, you know, he's gonna use it again.
Kaya nga eh.
Una't buena mano pa lamang sa ating araw ay ginamit niya kaagad yan with the 203 KDA.
You know what makes this more impressive? Di ba, Hans?
What
Kasi
up?
halatang pinaghandaan naman ng Falcon. Halatang inaral nila, guys, ano ba yung 3 picks natin na pwede natin gamitin in case mag-Bane si One Shot? Eto, binigyan mo ng napakalakas na 3 picks. Sabi One Shot, I don't care.
Alam mo, pag umuupo ako dito, parang laging talo yung alpha.
Pansin mo na joke lang.
No, hindi, napansin ko, legit. Napansin
That's
ko.
true though.
Like, for some reason, if you really don't have a way out, it's gonna be so difficult for you to execute the alpha. Like, compared to the Suyo, compared to other heroes. And I felt like they were thinking a little too much nung pinili nila yung Zushin. Or maybe not. Kasi,
Okay, well, Zushin's really good.
yeah,
Kahit
Zushin's
sinong
really,
team kumuha.
Zushin's really good. Pero yung Bruno ni Benny is the one that's feared upon by almost all of the heroes or all of the teams na meron tayo sa M6 World Championship. So, that's the most ideal hero for him sana makuha. Pero, yeah, he didn't get it. They still were able to, you know, have some form of execution. Pero, hindi lang talaga nila nagawa ng maayos.
And that's the funny thing is, siguro, all of this was really mitigated because ang ganda maglaro ni Hiko maglaro. That was just it.
Yeah.
Gold dip.
Yeah.